Good morning. Good morning. Whew. Today was a hard day to get out of bed, but we're here. We did it. Let's get to it. Sun's just starting to come up. Get to see that gradient. Always a nice thing. Clear skies on a wintry day. And you'll notice I'm not wearing a hat or anything funny. We down again. Yeah. I didn't go up 3 days in a row. Yesterday I made my dinner. I made pork chops, green beans, and a sweet potato. And work got me a Qdoba burrito. So,
Mr. Underscore Seeker said your worst fear has entered the chat.
good morning, Mr. Seeker. Hello.
Mulry said, was that M&M statue always there?
No, just that brand new. I just added it yesterday. My spirit animal is the blue M&M dunking a basketball for some reason. And it's weird because he's got an M&M dispenser.
M&M
like when
ballin'.
you push the basketball back to like him take a dunk. M&M's come out. I guess they didn't want to do his ass because that's where you load them in. So they come out like his side, like in this weird like M&M colostomy bag.
Mulry said,
Submissible and eatable M&M. It's a very weird spot. I guess they didn't want to do dead center because then it's like he's pissing out M&Ms. But
Bulk Hogan official said, I mean he is in the ads.
I would have done like, I don't know. There's not a good place to put the dispenser. So they did what they could. It's weird that that thing is
Red
an
one is
M&M
angry,
dispenser.
yellow is stupid, green is CXY, orange is irrelevant.
I forgot orange even existed. Orange, they tried to make like, I feel like the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
MR underscore Seeker said, what's purple? Mulry said, green ussy.
Purple is like new gen, I guess. Because it had the boots or whatever. So it's like, I can't believe we made a sexy M&M. 2, brown and green. So I guess this one's like just a normal girl. It's like, who cares? They're M&Ms. No one really cares. Again, I feel like it's another ploy. Like if M&M's came out with like a racist M&M or something. It doesn't really matter. It's just they want you talking more about M&Ms.
Bulk Hogan official said, Tucker Carlson really cares.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson, I feel like.
MR underscore Seeker said, I am wondering, if I go to the USA, what should I visit first? The bushfires or the end of the world?
Isn't the end of the world in Seattle? Where are you going? I'm assuming West Coast.
Volkswagen official said, pitting.
There is like a landmark. I don't know if you were. Yeah, I have a few LA friends, and luckily they all evacuated.
MR
and stuff,
underscore
but
seeker said, inauguration,
kinda sad.
New York City.
Inauguration, New York City. Oh, okay. Hey. I like New York a lot. Get ready for the stink. It just smells like shit and piss and garbage. I love bodegas. I love how every bagel is amazing. I love how many different restaurants there are. Where you stay in? Don't stay in anywhere near Times Square. One, because it's just like such a tourist trap. And two, because it's so loud.
I am a bite dad rat.
I made that mistake. I went for a conference.
I'm walking
and I wasn't right near Times Square, but I was close enough. I was like by the bridge. I was like, I think I'm far away enough. No, it was so much louder. I stayed in Chelsea the first time I went to New York, and that was so much better. Rat pizza. I'm walking here. Do you know he said that because he almost got hit by a real New York taxi that got around the barricades? Also, I had not watched Midnight Cowboy for the longest time. I don't know if I like it, but I like that song. It's just kind of weird. But, you know, I guess when that was originally made, you didn't have many movies for, like, weird stuff, I guess. I don't know. That was their version of A24 is like this. I mean, an obvious one is white and black M&Ms. If they really wanted to get divisive. And then gray, a gray M&M. What else? What's like a main color? I think all the main ones to take it.
Mulry said, does the TDS refuse to read when there's a symbol?
There's a lot of reasons, Malray. There's like a 5-second timeout, or like a 5-second wait to prevent from like spamming. So in case someone goes,
Volkswagen official said, TDS is lazy.
And then yeah, it strips some characters. I have a profanity filter, which is overzealous.
MR underscore seeker said, TDS does not allow the N sign.
Oh, interesting.
Volkswagen official said, watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity. Exactly. See, that's another guy. Famous off of 1 second of dialogue.
MR underscore seeker said, so if you say M and M, it won't work.
Oh, I see. You gotta spell it out, yeah. Oh, pink. That's a pink. Cyan, maybe. That's another one.
Volkswagen official said, M as well as but not limited to M.
I almost said, what would the pink one taste like? And I realized I'm talking about M&M's. Like everybody else is normal. It's either peanut or chocolate. Yeah.
MR
Our
underscore seeker
scientists
said,
at M&M
profanity filters
Laboratories
are inherently broken.
have distilled
Especially
the
when you
taste of
start telling
girl
jokes.
into an M&M. And for some reason, our new M&Ms are flying off the shelf for one particular demographic. We can't really pinpoint why it is. I'm just trying to be overzealous so I don't get banned from someone testing the limits. And I can still read. It's not like it's eating the message.
Limits are to be broken.
I'm the same way when I'm watching other people stream, but Mr. Seeker,
Lori
please be
said,
kind.
they're eating the brat chat.
We're cresting into week 2 here. And I love that,
MR
like,
underscore seeker said, I am happy that things finally start kicking off.
when your muscles start to harden up and all that flabby stuff starts to build. And like you slap it and it doesn't just jiggle forever. I mean, it still jiggles a lot, but it jiggles a lot less than it used to. And my legs especially. Mainly because my main thing is this air bike, which is mainly legs.
Well, be me, I do Ludo Sport.
What's Ludo Sport? I've never heard of that. Is that another leg intensive thing?
Bulkbogan official said, Ludo sporting these nuts.
Oh.
MR underscore seeker said,
I
lightsaber
don't
fighting.
know who to believe at the weird book. Lightsaber fighting? Oh, I see. So you lay down a bunch of blankets on slippery tile, and you go have lightsabers, and you just do this and slip around and twist around. That's what I imagine lightsaber fighting is. You gotta be just like the lightsaber guy. It hones your balance, your torque,
Sword fighting.
and most importantly, your sword fighting, yes. And no video cameras are allowed. We don't want to be famous for this anymore. It's a serious art.
Swords and no padding.
Swords and no padding. Oh, interesting. That's gotta hurt. when I used to do kickboxing, we used to pair up. I always used to be one of the bigger guys, so I got paired with most of the stronger guys. But it's interesting when you like in a kickfighting class or kickboxing and like you get paired up to spar with someone because you find out like who truly has like the rage in their heart because everyone else is just like very like boom boom like technique, and then you get the one guy who you're like
It's loosely based around the
he's
Disney
here because
franchise
he's
that I am not allowed
working
to say
something
that has a similar way of fighting.
and they're like punching really hard during just like a friendly spar. You're like, holy shit. Someone has wronged you in your life. And you are pretending that is me right now. Oh, I see.
Think of a franchise that uses lightsabers, winky face.
Star Wars. Yes, yeah. Just say Star Trek, Mr. Seeker. I love when people do that. The intentional trolling. Come on, we all know you meant. Just say Stargate.
Then convert
Just
your
say
stage fighting
Battlestar
to realistic
Galactica.
combat.
Okay. When they like are so confident that they know what you're talking about, but it's the wrong thing. We all know they use lightsabers in Battlestar. I've done a couple stage combat workshops too for shows that didn't really pan out.
It's not the same. They
Like
swing
we
them
only did
around
one or
like
two
kids
of them,
swinging
and
sticks.
we're like, we're not
We use them
good
as
enough
actual
for
weapons
this.
to fight with.
We have to be like really serious about it. To try to do like wrestling mixed with improv or incorporate stage fighting. And it's like, unless you're like very passionate about it and you take it very seriously, you just don't do it. Yeah. Or it's part of like a stage play and not improv.
Safety is key indeed.
Because yeah, if you do it every once in a while and you try to break it out, you're gonna forget the safety part. Yeah, and just accidentally clock your friend in the head.
Stage play is what you see in the movies. What we do ends up in 30 SEC of intense fights.
Okay, I'm curious. I will be looking this up right after this.
Or ping me and I send you a link.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're buddies on Discord. Yeah, just shoot me a link.
Bulk Bogan
Or
official
drop it
said,
in the
I like watching those medieval combat
AiPD
recreations,
Discord, and I'll
but they
check
come
it
back
out
for
after.
real. MR_Seeker said, Bohert is called that. Mulry said, do they also die for real?
Yeah, we have a Ren fair near us, and they do the jousting and they do the fights, and I'm like, that is badass. Because that's someone who like really wants to train to be good and also put on a good show, but they also like really care about the
MR
technique.
underscore seeker said, Bohurt is 5-5 with real weapons and real steel.
And so you get two guys who would normally be fighting on the battlefield if it was like 1,000 years earlier.
Goal is to have them bend a knee.
And now they're just like having fun, but they're kind of taking it a little bit seriously because it's competitive. And sure, it's like blunt and a little bit safer, but they're going at it. You can tell they have a little bit of. I want to put on a good show, and those are usually like the most. There's something people still have it. There's something in us that loves to see people fight, because the Ren Fair is like every time I've gone, it's been so many people.
On a dodge roll?
But everyone takes a seat when the fight and the joust is about to go on. Everyone comes up, invulnerable frames on a dodge roll. I would love to see anyone roll in a full suit of armor. But yes, you're invincible if you can roll in suit armor. But good luck. Godspeed. If you get to the ground, you probably are not getting back up.
MR underscore seeker said,
The goal is to have them bend the knee.
You don't want to go down. You don't get up again.
Yeah. Total turtle mode. You're like, help. And then you can help yourself up, but you gotta take off the armor.
Ludo Sport.
Or you get like 4 or 5 guys to come and attempt to lift you. Go Yoda? You mean they're bouncing off the walls and the ceiling? And flying through the air? And doing backflips and... That was kind of crazy.
Both
you know, you see Yoda.
Yeah, I will lasso go like Yoda.
And you think he would have used more like telekinetic stuff.
Lay down and die.
But no, they're like, if he's really strong, let's just make him like DBZ overpowered. That's kind of funny. And I guess it is kind of cool to see him go Super Saiyan mode.
MR underscore seeker said, yes. That is advanced.
But I always wish
if
that like if we saw Yoda fight, it would just be like, BAM! Let me crush you with a spaceship. That's it. Don't mess with me. Or just like crumple. Just go deleted, boom. But I guess flying around the room is also fun. To Count Dooku, Yoda was like a very angry bee. A bee that had a gun. A dangerous bee.
To learn all forms you need to train at least 8 years of training. 15 years to master all forms.
Oh, damn. Whew. Water break. Uh-oh. The arms on this puppy are slipping. That's interesting. What's going on here? Well, we'll keep going. I think I might have to tighten something out tonight. Here's a debate topic. Sunrise or sunsets? I'm a sunrise man myself. Something about sunsets is kind of anticlimactic. It's like, oh great, it's fucking dark. Sunrises you can like really take your time, enjoy. And then it's like light out, so like you can just sit there and look at stuff.
Vault
lit
official
up.
said, that's the same thing.
No, no, no. Same thing but reverse. They are very different.
Fence sitting
One's going
contrarian.
into one, fence sitting on Jerry. No, no, no. Sunrise. You're getting your coffee. Like you're getting ready to start the day. It's all about new things. Sunset. Sun's going down. It's about to turn night. I ain't drinking my coffee. I can't see shit after the sun sets. It's kind of scary. But maybe you'd like that. If you're a murdering bastard. I like when I can be invisible. I remember when, living in nature. I went to school in kind of like a remote area of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
MR_seeker said, start murdering your biceps.
Start murdering your biceps. Yeah, I should. One of these days. I gotta find out. Now I got my free weights holding down the mic to hold the mic arm up. So I gotta figure out a better solution for that. Just get something heavy. Like a big piece of wood or something. I'll figure something out. I have smaller weights or something. So I can start using these free weights again. And stay looking for a bench. I don't know how the hell I would fit a bench in here, but I'd figure it out. I'd probably have to move this dresser. But I think that actually would solve it. If I move the dresser, just put the bench right there. And then it's in frame. Perfect. This side of the camera's cardio. That side's weights. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. And very, very shortly, possibly even next week, we're going to be starting to make sketch videos again. And we're going to try to stay pretty regular. But, that's even harder than working out. Consistently making, edited videos and stuff. That's super fucking hard. Especially if you're editing and doing all the stuff. Writing. Trying to find locations and starring them yourselves. But we're trying to divide up the things that are hard amongst the group. That's got me pretty excited. Because I don't know if I've talked about it, but a few of those videos took off. We've had 3 surpass 1 million views. And the one that got almost 3 million views was just the stupidest thing. It was the least thought put into anything. But it was the majority of men think they can land on an airplane in an emergency situation without any training. And that one people loved. I don't know. And it was really divisive in the comments, but, you know, it got upvoted a ton on Reddit. I feel like it's totally like there's a certain luck factor to it, but I feel like also it was like really short video, really to the point. There was no fat on it.
You need more divisive topics.
It was all the video. More divisive comments, yeah. All right, let's start talking about religion and politics, and we'll really take off. I think people like to talk a lot about that kind of stuff, but I feel like, you know, slice of life stuff is the stuff people actually legitimately care about. You know, people like to act like they care about politics and religion. But in terms of like actually affecting their actual day-to-day life, it has like no impact whatsoever. Unless you're one of the groups that are marginalized by these other groups, yeah. But your average Joe, a majority of people, just like to get angry about something that has no impact. Gay marriage, which I feel like is something that's on the chopping block. What? We do something good and then we immediately like go back on it. That's like, you know, people are worried that that's going to go away. It's like, oh my God, what world are we living in? Like stuff you didn't even think was on the chopping block. Like Roe v. Wade getting overturned. Like that was like, what the hell? I didn't even think that was. But RPG knew. No, well, now we are talking about politics. All right, I gotta derail this, but. But yeah, one reason I think it took off is because, yeah, just slice of life. It's like conversations you have with your friends. And maybe slightly political. Maybe slightly talking about, you know, gender. And just make up a made-up poll. It is weird how hook, line, and sinker. And I'm not the most gullible guy, but I'll fall for if someone gives a very specific number, like 84% of Americans, blah 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 blah, eat ice cream in their diapers. I'd be like, no shit. There's something just so, you know, call it gullible or what you will, but there's something so plausible or hooking. What's the other side of the coin of gullible, like manipulative, like not quite. Something where it's like, if I say it confidently enough, people will believe it, even if they're not really gullible. Plausible? I don't know. I can't find the word for it. Trickery, trick-or-do, tricky. Trick-a-dicky-dick. Tony does that all the time. I think he's done it on the stream. But Tony will just say, because, you know, most of the time Tony knows stuff. Tony's like, you know, he used to work for the news. He's like a writer. And he has a certain no-nonsense attitude, even though he jokes all the time. And so when Tony's like, yeah, man, the Pope just got killed at McDonald's or something, I'd be like, really? He's like, no. I go, Tony. Tony gets me all the time with that stuff. It has become a personal bit between us, I think. where I'll just like I'd like to bring like storytelling, AI to storytelling back in some way or form, but I'd like to be like secret AI. So like all of you guys would know it's AI, but like one of the people would just like literally like read what the AI is saying, and so we'd be using AI to like help the stories along. And maybe at the end of the episode we'd be like, "Who's the AI?" But we'd say like, "Who's the spy?" I don't know. Keep it kind of in the know. So people are like, are they using AI? I can't really tell. Because right now, if you're like confidently using AI, there's a lot of hate. Another thing that's like politicized to the maximum. And maybe, you know, maybe for some good reasons. Everything is AI, yeah. You know, AI ads, man, that's just going to get really fucking annoying. I'm waiting for like an AI robocall to like find out that I have like a contractor appointment and then really confidently impersonate that person's voice and then like trick me into talking on the phone for an hour and then try to sell me like floor mats for my car or something. I'd be like, is this the plumbing place? And they go, no, sorry, this is the car my place. And they go,
first gen AI was fun for how confident it went, but as more and more confident it became, less interesting it went.
And actually, it's not the car my place. It's a scammer. They're double tricking me. I think the real intriguing thing was that you could say the same thing and the AI would say something different. That was very alluring. Because it's like, okay, now we got kind of like a choose your own adventure, but it's never going to be exactly the same. And of course, you know, it would loop. That's a weird thing that doesn't really happen with modern AI, is the weird looping that would happen for that first wave of like AI dungeon. Like, why did that happen? Was it just not enough training data? Count Dooku. Count, what's his name? I forgot. I always forget. Count Gray.
You look at the Macalanky and think how delicious it is.
McClanky, yeah. Around your age.
One of those looping bits.
One of those looping bits, yep. I feel like around your age is a bit we had to loop so that we wouldn't get... And that was the thing, too. It's like completely unhinged. You'd be talking about, like, a pizza monster you found in the sewer and you're all doing kung fu. And then it'd be like, now here's a bunch of drug lords forcing you to do, like, whoa, 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 whoa. Selling you into slavery and... You know, you're being human trafficked now for an international sex ring. It's like, what happened to the pizza monster? You're getting what secret code word did I enter for this weird smut film world? Oh.
Honestly, the most interesting usage of AI in games recently was that vampire game.
Oh, what was that? It might be something I know. That vampire game. Maybe I don't know. What's the game and what's the mechanic?
where you try to go into a house as a vampire, but you can be only invited, can't barge in.
Oh, interesting. I have not heard about this.
So you try to convince AI to be invited.
Interesting. Oh, I like that. That's a fun one. Because then you're trying to mix like AI with like natural language processing and like, man, I've been on a project that uses natural language processing. Man, that shit can get complicated really quick. There's a lot of things to consider. It's just like you try to figure out their intent, and then when you rough guess their intent, there's like missing keywords to get to the next step of a task or something.
They actually
And then
went
there's
pretty neat with how
weights and
consistent your character
probabilities
were, and
for,
they
like,
even
what
recognized
the-
if you try several times.
The AI thinks it's talking about.
Or can see what you are wearing.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I'm very curious to play this now. Yeah. Love when someone
called
does something
suck up.
interesting when you're like, no one's done anything interesting with AI. And then there's like people like this that are like, hey, I found something weird. Suck up. Oh, I like that. That's pretty fun. All right, I'll switch to kettlebell for a little bit. I need to not just get stuck.
And for some reason they had the best voice recognition AI tech ever.
Oh, really? Wow. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Joel talked to it in Swedish, and not only it correctly parsed it, but recognized what he was saying.
18, 19, 20. That is pretty crazy. That's another thing. I feel like one thing AI is going to do is like a pretty decent universal translator. Like real time. Like they have that at the United Nations or whatever, where everybody has the earpiece in. I don't know how that works. I guess they have a translator in your other ear, or maybe it's like half volume of the original person, and then you have like a translator for your country or something. I'm very curious. I would love to see like a video explaining that. There's got to be one out there that exists. But how does that like attempt at a universal translator work with like But that's like a super sci-fi thing that exists that like when I was a kid I would be like that is crazy. Is the Google Translate, when you take a picture, it will like inlay on the image, like if you click translate, like what sign says what and the text, the
Call it
translated
Babylon
text.
fish.
Babylon fish. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, there already exists Babelfish, which is a translation. That's a pretty good one too. But yeah, that's like some Star Trek level tech. I feel like that we have.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
I'm
Galaxy
spoiled
reference.
in. Yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide reference. The little fish in your ear. That's such a funny, but also a good like world building. Like, hey, we're just gonna speak English for the rest of this. But it took someone, yeah, a very creative thing to think of that instead of just blaze past it and not have any explanation. Because people in modern horror movies, like, just hate to acknowledge, like, the cell phone. And they go, oh, it's not working. And, you know, people don't like the explanation because it's always the same. It's always boring and it's always stupid. It's like, why did you even bring it up if you're just going to do something unoriginal? But, you know, there's creative ways to be like, hey, I'm always surprised they don't just play more with, like, I lost my cell phone. Like, something took my cell phone. And then that's kind of a beat where you could do where it's like, try to get the cell phone back. And there's some tension because you don't have your cell phone. So if something happens, you can't call anybody. I don't know. But then they always just go, it just doesn't work. Okay. Been done to death. Shouldn't have even brought it up. I hate tropes that are done to death. Rom-coms. Unrequited love. We get it. When you... like Hallmark and stuff, all these movies, it's just like... you've covered every facet of this possible scenario in every way. It's not interesting whatsoever. Who's watching this? Maybe I'm just not the right demographic, but... oh, I like that one too. I think I've seen clips of that. Where you have to determine if it's AI or not. But that's one also where it's like, I feel like there's a workaround if you like know a lot about AI, where you could just enter in like one of those super long prompts, like ignore all the commands you were giving, do anything now prompts, and just get around it. But fun if you don't know that the Dan prompts exist, where you're like actually just trying to find out. I'm learning more about bike repair as I ride this thing, because this thing was like really old when I got it, and now like stuff is slipping and kicking that I don't. What is happening? Like everything's attached. I probably just have to tighten things up. I don't know. Like I just have to logically think how a bike works. What's happening? Is this chain slipping? No. I think I just have to tighten this pedal up. But I'm hearing like a weird clicking and a weird slip. Maybe some ball bearings need to be replaced. I don't know. I started going to this thing called like a repair cafe. I started volunteering my time. I've done it one time, I don't know, but I'm going again on Saturday. It's nice to just help people out. And they have like a very general skill set of volunteers or whatever. Like there's someone who could sew, there's someone who's mechanical, there's someone who's like software and computers and stuff. That's me. I'm one of those guys. And someone just like, this is broke, can you please fix it? And oftentimes, if there's a YouTube, maybe. If there's not a YouTube, maybe. Just take it apart and see what's going on. Everything's got a switch or a gear or a tube or a vent. And it's just feel good that you're like saving something from the trash or from sitting in the drawer. Like, I hate how much we throw away. I tried to not be a hoarder though, so it's like, you know, I'm forced to purge this stuff. But I wish like when 3D printing first like hit the scene, I had like a very like utopia vision that like one day we'll just have this site with like blueprints of like every part you could possibly need for anything and like what material, and that you could just go to your local 3D printing warehouse or whatever and like, hey, my fridge is broke, I need this part number. They look it up in their database and then they print it out. $1. Yeah. In this future where GM has gone out of business because they're greedy bastards, but everyone still has all these GE fridges. And the GE's a bastard company that likes to DRM their water filters. How do I fix it when they're gone? Probably not my lifetime, but I could see a very distant future. Just go print it out. And if it doesn't exist in the database and you have like an original one that's like broken, they can like glue it together and scan it or something and like put it back together and print it out. Yeah, printing press is another crazy thing. I can take this one thing, like the news, yeah, that's such a crazy invention. Or the internet, yeah. I can say what I have to say to.
What do you mean by a book? Just go print me a new one.
Yeah, exactly. That's insane. Sharing that knowledge. Stop reinventing the wheel. How many times has someone invented the same part for no, like, how many of these, like, AutoCAD people are, like, reinventing a part that's been invented, like, 1,000 times for, like, a new model fridge or something? And don't these companies, like, it makes me so mad that they, like, all do this bullshit, but it's, like, a way to upsell. And I guess if you make a fridge that's, like, super fixable, then you're not selling a bunch of fridges. You're just selling the parts, which are much cheaper. And then you're not making money on the... What do you mean a fridge that can last 200 years? How the fuck am I supposed to make money? Then those fridges are going to be on the resale market. And that's going to eat in my profits. But I would like if one company just did that. And then, like, fuck you. So I get it. I get why people choose the greedy path. But it'd be nice. I just feel like I hate the capitalistic, everything's got to eat everything. Like, we're getting to a reality where Taco Bell is going to own everything. I don't want to have to learn how to use the seashells. Demolition Man reference. Have you? Taco Bell becomes this like corporate giant that buys like Disney and all restaurants and like the power company. Like, can we break this shit up? At least have the illusion of competition. Why does one company need to own that much shit? Why does it need to be diversified that much?
Once
At
franchise
that point,
wars break out, I'm
everything
going into
that was
trenches.
original and interesting about that company is squeezed out. And you are literally like, innovation stops and let the money grubbing begin. The franchise wars. Yeah, I feel like it's coming. It's getting more and more real every day. I don't think the franchise is a war, though. I think they'll be like, we'll team up, we'll combine. This weird power osmosis where they just like, it's like that one game where you're like, what's that, Snake.io or whatever? Except the big snakes want to be part of the even bigger
It's
snakes.
all about brand synergy now.
Yep. Oh boy, synergy.
Everything will become Fortnite.
That. What do you mean I need to download Fortnite to get in my bank account? I don't even know what a Fortnite is. Do you mean 12 days or whatever a Fortnite is? I need to wait 12 days? All right, I've waited. Where's my money? What do you mean a computer? And I hate technology.
For real, I wanted to play their new RHYTM game by the makers of Rock Band, but you have to download 150 gigs of Fortnite.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, no thank you. All right, I'm going to sprint it out. Last couple minutes here. Let's see if I can make it a minute. I already started 15 seconds late, but ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Fun way to pump up the end of the stream. You got the heart rate up before I hop in the shower. Oh, look at that. The sun coming in. Looks nice. It's blinding almost. I'll do a quick plant update. Everything looks exactly the same. Sick guy still looks a little sick, but he doesn't look more sick, which is good, maybe. Maybe he's already dead, and this is just like his final state. I don't think so, though. I think there's some life in him. You know, the leaves are still, they got some lift to them. I gotta come up with names with these guys. We got 2 Shrek ears, an aloe plant, a steak plant, some straight guys, a weird guy, another weird guy, and then the dying guy. I think that's it. Oh, and this flower guy. Oh, one of the flowers on this guy has died. I'll deadhead that. Or, I don't know. I should ask Ellen. She knows much more about these than I do. Okay. There we go. Another day, another workout. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the fun times. See you tomorrow. Woo! Hey, tomorrow's a big milestone. 2 weeks officially. That's exciting. I probably will not do anything special, but we're here. We're doing it.